pissing in the background. We're back out on trail after spending 2 nights in Chama. We ended up staying at the Y Motel. So there's a lady there that looks after it, and she's actually pretty friendly, and she's all about looking after the hikers. So if any hikers or even bikers or anyone's in the area, I cannot recommend it enough. The lady couldn't have done enough for us, and she ended up giving us one of the best sweets that she had as well. So we hung around yesterday and ended up staying another night. We cooked the barbecue, sat around, talked tactics about what's happening now when we cross the border into Colorado, and we sipped on a few beers. So we cooked up an absolute storm last night and done the same for breakfast this morning. So we're well fueled up and we're ready to get across this border now. So we'll be crossing the border at some point tomorrow. So I think we've got 36 miles to go. We'll knock out at least 12 or 13 tonight, and then onwards to the border, and we've got a couple of beers with us as well. I just heard some elk moving off again, but they're so quick. But the noise of them running through the forest, just straight through the trees, you can't help to think, what the hell is that? The ground shakes. The ground actually, there's vibrations coming through the ground. Especially when you're out here about a half a mile behind the boys and you're in a world of your own. The next thing all you hear is the bushes rustle and boom, 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 away in the distance. So, but I will capture one yet, definitely, 100%. We're about a mile away from the water source now. Then we're going to try and push on another 4 or 5 for the night. Try and get about 15 if we can. So we've got to try and push on to the water source after this one because my pack's way too heavy. I just don't want to carry any extra water. We're going to set up camp tonight along the Rio San Antonio River, I think it's called. So Freewheel is just ahead, so he should be there soon enough. I'm probably about a mile and a half away from the river as we speak. So we're going to probably get there at about 8 o'clock. So it's a good time to set up camp and get up early again in the morning and trying to tack out these miles if we can. So the plan is, as I said, get across the border now tomorrow. We'll be left with 25 miles tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow evening we can get to the border and crack up with a bottle of beer. But we're certainly going to have a bottle of beer, or a can of beer I should say actually. I hiked out cans. A can of beer down at camp now tonight. So I'm looking forward to getting to camp, looking forward to eating, looking forward to reducing some of this weight. And the locals are out in full force. They're singing away there up in the mountains.
Hello class. Today we're going to teach you how to make top ramen and tuna and eat it with a stick. First you make it and then you eat it with a stick.
Drink your beer, boy.
Okay.
Oh. Coy jumped through the fence. To Colorado, boys, and beyond. So we crossed borders today. We are 23 mile away, I think, roughly. We'd done about 12 yesterday, so we should get there around about 6 or 7 tonight. It isn't that bad of a day, even though the mileage is up there. We climb up to over 10,500 feet in the next 4 mile, and then we dip back down to about, I think it's about 9, and then we go back up over 11,500 feet. We're pretty close to 12 by the time we get to the top. But it makes for a very interesting day. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get above the tree line, get some views. But last night was a nice night. We ended up hiking into the night again, but the sunrise this morning was incredible. It was beautiful getting up, seeing the sun rise from the top of that ridge, and then I sent the drone up as well for a better view. So we're looking forward to crossing the border today. Looking forward to having a cold beer later actually as well. So actually it might not be cold, it'll be warm, but it'll be beer to celebrate. Colorado, here we come. That's Colorado, and mountains in the distance. The air even smells fresher around here. The mountains are so close. I think we end up looping down here, across. We follow this mountain range around, and then straight over and into Colorado. We have about 12 miles to go. We are almost out of New Mexico. I'm about 2 miles off the top of my last climb, and I'm roughly, from where I'm standing, about 5 miles from the border now. So it's been one heck of a journey so far. I think New Mexico is about 773 miles all up. So we took the Gila alternate, which knocked a few off that, but not many. So we stand here very close to the doorstep of Colorado, and we will soon be climbing up into the big mountains. But New Mexico has been incredible. It really has. Way back as far as the bee sting to right now. So like the mountain ranges we crossed, even the deserts were incredible. It was dry in certain sections, but it was manageable. And the local towns have been fantastic. The people have been fantastic. They've welcomed us in with open arms, even during a crisis, because they see us coming into town, we're going to spend money. And the thing about it, they've looked after us. So it was actually New Mexico was the first time I actually sat down in a restaurant and ate in quite a few months because of the shambles that's going on at the minute. So, but it's been incredible from start to finish. Well, when I say finish, I just mean the finish of New Mexico. I've been very lucky. I haven't had too many serious injuries. I've had none, actually. I've had a few tweaks here and there, and I've had a bit of rubbing in the feet where the blisters appeared. But all in all, the three of us have been good. Montana's had a few issues with some blisters in the last couple of days. Freewheel's been fine, and I've actually just had a little bit of chafing going on in the last day, and I think I know where it came from. I came from the pond that I jumped into earlier because I kicked up a lot of mud, and I think the mud went into the jocks, and it's been rubbing all day. So, but I've had to hold up the man bits just to stop the rubbing because it feels like 2 pieces of sandpaper is jammed on either side. So, but I'm almost there. I'm almost at camp. I'll get cleaned up tonight, there's a little bit of water just before the border, so we'll probably end up stopping there. So the plan is now to get to the next highway and hitch the whole way to Pagosa Springs. We might have to hitch into Chama first and then up, and that's where we're going to meet the crew. So, and then we're going to get the crew to bring us back to the highway, and then we're going to start hiking north then with our friends and family. So it should be good. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to getting across this border and seeing what lies ahead, because next is the San Juans and into the heart of the Rockies, and you're coming with me. We didn't quite make it to the border tonight. We're camped about a half a mile back, and it just got too dark, so we don't want to miss the sign. So our plan was to camp around the border anyway. So we've camped on a ridgeline, and I am just settling down to some mashed potato, salmon, chicken creations, and parmesan and some beef jerky with turmeric, cracked pepper, onion and garlic. So I'm looking forward to getting tucked into this, and I'm also looking forward to getting tucked into my sleeping bag. I'm tired. We've done about 25 miles today, so it's been a tough day. But good night from the wild. We've had a little bit of a sleep in today because we are only going to make it to the highway and then hitch into Chama, and then from Chama to Pagosa. So we finally crossed the border. As I said to you last night, we didn't quite make it, and we wanted to cross the border in daylight. So it just took us too long getting down through that forest last night. There was trees down everywhere, and it was really slow moving. So as I sit here this morning, I'm drinking my second cup of the finest Irish tea that was sent out by Eugene's lovely wife, Avril. So thank you very much. And I believe you also sent out some Jaffa cakes. And from memory, I haven't lived at home for a long time, but I'm pretty certain that the Jaffa cakes have 2 packets of probably about 10 Jaffa cakes in it. I only received 1. So I guess the other packet ended up with my sister. So that's one thing we've got to be careful of for sending things out. She's going to dab into it as well. So, but no, Avril, thank you very much for the tea. And I'm going to drink this, get down this hill and get across this border and get into Colorado. And I'm just sitting here looking at the foothills of Colorado as we speak. Colorado, New Mexico border. Boom.
Is that it?
It's 2 registration plates. Woo! Woohoo! I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Ready?
Yay!
New frontier. The dividers.
Right, let's get that one beer open, boy.
Peachy.
I'm in Colorado. I am finally in Colorado. So it's time to get down to this highway, get a hitch back into Chama, and then on to Pagosa. So looking forward to chilling out for a couple of days. Looking forward to having a cold beer actually to celebrate getting this far. So let's get down to the highway and let's see how far we can get. Break away, won't you? Yes! Yeah, second hitch of the day, lads. Closer, here we go. in Pagosa.